Illusions that will break your brain. So believe it or not, all of these balls are the exact same color. It's just a still image, but let's zoom in. That is so crazy. They're all just brown, but when you zoom out, they look like they're different colors. This is a museum illusion that is really trippy. It makes it look like you have different perspectives of the city streets as you go from one side of the illusion to the other. It's so hard to wrap your head around. So these squares are also completely still. The background is just changing from black to white. Nevertheless, it looks like the cubes are rotating around in a circle. So this is a still image. It's not moving at all, but as you move your eyes around the screen, it'll seem like some dots are moving around. Such a cool effect. So this is another still image, but it looks like the brightness changes depending on how close your phone is from your face. So if you get really close, it's super bright, and as you get far away, it's super dark. Crazy. Can you see the cigar in this image? It takes most people minutes of searching before they finally find it. Can you see it? Are you able to see the 16 circles in this image? You might see squares at first until you focus on the in-between space. Stare at this red dot for a few seconds and then look around your room. I'm watching, I'm staring. Your surroundings will seem to move and warp. This one's crazy. The squares in the center of each side of this cube are exactly the same color, but for some reason the one on the side seems to be orange. In reality, they're exactly the same. This bridge looks huge, but it's really just a foot tall. It really shows the power of perspective. As you slowly move your phone, this square will pop out at you and seem 3D. It's a still image, but seems like it's moving. Watch what happens when you move a glass of water past these images. The water refracts the light and completely changes how the images appear. This illusion might freak you out when you realize the marker being used is actually a finger. It's a pretty convincing trick. Watch this illusion that's meant to mess with your eyes by distorting a forest. Whoa. These rings move in an impossible way and really mess with your head. I could keep watching this one forever to try to understand it, but it's literally only possible with CGI. This is a perfectly normal checkerboard with no curves at all. The pluses on each corner just make it seem to be all warped. You can actually see the normal grid for just a second while they rotate. These two yellow bars are exactly the same. The train tracks just make the one at the top seem larger. Watch this illusion that's meant to mess with your eyes by distorting a forest. It's a perfect loop, so you could watch forever and never see the penguin reach the bottom. This illusion tricks your brain as you watch marbles balance on what looks like a round barn roof. Just watch what happens when you rotate the camera and see the truth. These women look completely normal until you rotate the image right side up and realize their eyes and lips have been completely flipped. For whatever reason, when they're upside down, you can't really tell if anything's off. This perspective illusion lets you view different hallways by moving around. It's pretty confusing until you realize the painting is literally sticking out. These two images are completely identical, but for some reason the image on the right looks like it's a different picture showing a different angle. The pattern of shadows coming from this table makes it look like this guy is wearing stockings. Take a look at this illusion that makes this guy look huge. He looks so big because he's standing close to the camera on a thin balance line, but our eyes still have trouble fully understanding how this works. This isn't a painting, it's actually a mirror. By taking this picture as the sun is setting, the sky in the background looks way darker than the image, creating this cool painting effect. Believe it or not, both of these monsters are exactly the same size. The tunnel backdrop uses tricks to make the monster in the back look huge, but in reality, they are identical. Weird. Focus on this black dot and move towards or away from your phone and the circles will seem to spin. It's just a still image, but this effect is crazy. On this checkerboard, the squares marked A and B are exactly the same color. The shadow from the green object just makes your brain see them differently. This one is just insane. No matter how many times I look, they still seem to be different colors. These tables are the exact same shape and size, just viewed from different angles. Watch what happens when we rotate one of the tables and focus only on its top. Whoa. Does the black line seem to extend from the blue or red line on the other side? It looks like it's coming from the blue line until the truth is revealed. How many blocks can you count? If you count the blocks closer to the front, you might count 8, but if you count from the back, you might only count 7. This one is so confusing. The color of the water perfectly blends in with this guy's jeans in this image, making it seem like his body is just floating in midair. This makeup artist is able to paint a 3D illusion on her own hand. It seems like her hand has become a donut. Great work. This illusion has been designed to trick your eyes. It's impossible to see all 12 black dots at the same time. No matter how hard I try, I can't seem to do it. Try it yourself. This is an extremely confusing picture. At first, it might look like he's standing next to a tree facing the lake, but in reality, he's lying back on the tree and the lake is the sky. Whoa. The way these mugs are stored makes them all seem to be blurry. It's like the way my vision illusion works in a dream. In this image, the floor is completely flat. The carpet just makes it look like there are holes and dips. It's so weird. Why would anyone want this carpet? Did these illusions work on you? This photo is completely black and white, but has colored lines on top of it. This tricks your brain to think the photo is colored when you zoom out. This one's crazy. I can see all the different colors of the shirts. Watch this animation that shows how the famous dress illusion works. Both sides are the exact same color, just with different lighting effects. Whoa. These money hacks let you change the person's perspective depending on your viewing angle. They'll smile or frown depending on your point of view. Definitely try this one at home. This is called the impossible ring, as it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. It's like your brain just can't figure out what's the inside and what's the outside. So this animation speeds up if you kind of look away and only see the spikes with the side of your eye. Then when you look back at the center, it slows down. Whoa. This impressive chalk art makes the tiger look 3D from a certain angle. Plus that pose really helps to sell the effect. Take a look at this egg. It seems to have entire universes inside it, or like an alien planet from a Marvel movie. These two circles are completely normal, but for some reason they confuse your brain and look just a bit off. For me, it even seems like they're crossing each other. Weird. Are there one or two faces in this image? I only see one, but there's supposed to be a second inside this mask. Can you see it? Stare at the plus in the center of this image. Do you see a green circle popping up in the spots where the pink balls are disappearing? Your brain creates this illusion of green colors, but in reality, there's nothing there. It's completely gray. This guy has a hilarious tattoo that makes it look like he's actually super small and just controlling his whole body like a machine. Believe it or not, there actually isn't any red color in this image at all. But your eyes still manipulate the strawberries to make them seem red. These two orange circles are exactly the same size, but for some reason, the surrounding gray dots make them seem to be different sizes. Just check out what happens when we compare them using two red lines. Whoa. This park seems to be spherical from a certain perspective, but it's actually completely normal. Did these illusions work on you?